Hello everyone, it's Dr. Shiva Ayadure. We want to take a systems approach to understanding this very powerful herb called Astragalus and its effects on lung congestion. So, what is Astragalus? Well, it's a major medicinal herb that's been used in Chinese medicine for thousands of years. It's used to treat a variety of diseases. Now, in many traditional medicines, the parts matter. Sometimes they use the stem, sometimes they use the leaf, sometimes they use the roots, and each of them have different properties. So here, with Astragalus, we're really looking at the stems and the roots. So first of all, what happens when you get lung congestion? Your normal airways, which have no mucus in them, get filled with mucus, as you're seeing here in the bottom example. The airway walls get very thick, as you're seeing here. And then the muscles get scarred and thickened. And why does this occur? Is because you get excess blood going to specific parts of the lungs. Your mucous membranes get inflamed, you get excessive mucus production, and it blocks the different airways. The other unfortunate thing that happens is that all of this mucus is an ideal breeding ground for infections. So that's what's going on from a whole systems level inside your lungs. The problem with the academic sciences is you've seen that there's so much corruption taking place in so many of our institutions. And so what we do is we don't just take one piece of research, we take all of it. And we have included CytoSolve as a part of the Truth, Freedom, and Health movement. We are dedicated to eliminating animal testing. There's more and more data showing that 90% of the NIH animal experiments are not going to go anywhere. And in fact, the results don't necessarily translate to humans. So CytoSolve is a way to get rid of animal testing. If you look what's out there from our initial research, we find that there's close to 1,783 research articles and over 95 clinical trials have been done over 57 years of research on Astragalus. What we do at CytoSolve is we have a very powerful technology that allows us to take all that research, understand Astragalus and how it affects the molecular systems of lung congestion. But about 2 years ago, we had created so many amazing mathematical models. We had a lot for pain and inflammation, and we ran all different kinds of bioflavonoids that occur in nature through CytoSolve, and we discovered a very powerful combination. So I just want to let you know we're very proud of this. MV25 is a product that came out of our own research, running trillions of computations, but we recently got a US patent on it, on this combination, but we also published a major peer-reviewed paper. But I want to share it with you, and a number of you I know are very interested in it. People have been having amazing results from it.
Hi, I'm Barbara Ann. My hands would cramp up so that I couldn't hold cards or knit or crochet, and they would go like that. And I'd have to use this when I played cards with my grandkids. And I started taking that MV25. After a bit, I was able to hold cards in my hand. Very, very little cramping, hardly at all anymore. MV25.
Hi, my name is Sandy. I'm a Taekwondo instructor. I tore my ACL during Taekwondo. I had a lot of pain and limited mobility. I've been taking the MV25 for about 6 months now. After the first week, I noticed a big difference. After the second week, almost literally no pain.
My name is Jeremy, and I suffer from a lower back problem. Hurt my back at work years ago, and I can go to the chiropractor, do all kinds of different things, and nothing seems to help. And I decided to try MV25. I didn't notice a difference immediately, but within a few days, the pain went away, and it stayed away. I've continued to take it, and even when I do things that I shouldn't do, it seems to go away a lot quicker than it ever did before.
By the way, all the proceeds go to support our research and our movement, etc. If you buy 6 bottles, you get 6 bottles for free. Please take advantage of it because first of all, it's going to help you. It's going to help our movement, and it really supports the fact that we want to take science-based approaches to natural products. You can get MV25 if you go to vashiva.com, right on the shop, you'll click there, or you can go right to mv25.life, what I'm paying you either way. And then from there, you can click on the bottle and you can order. Now, there are 3 different types of compounds in Astragalus. The nutrients in Astragalus come out to 21 key molecules. There's 4 polysaccharides, 10 polyphenols, 7 saponins. So when you put all this together, we have 21 different key molecules. When you look at all of those 21 items, there's really the following 7, which are really the active. So what are the health benefits of Astragalus and the 9 biological effects? Today, we're talking about lung health, but it's also good for skin health, diabetes, hypertension, immune health, arterial sclerosis, and cancer. There are 9 biological effects of Astragalus. It has anti-aging effects, antiviral, it regulates immune function, anti-tumor effects, it affects blood glucose, diabetes, blood lipid lipid levels, fats, right? Radiation protection. It's anti-fibrosis, stops scarring, and it's also bacteriostasis, which means against bacteria and fungi. So what are those biomolecular functions that get affected? Here's arachidonic metabolism, whole bunch of chemical reactions, which we mapped out based on the research at CytoSolve. There's certain cytokines that get produced via MAPK. Similarly, a different set of cytokines get produced via NF-kappa beta. Mucin production is a production upregulation of certain components, particularly MUC5AC, which we'll talk about, which produces mucin. And then you have smooth muscle relaxation, which should occur, and it stops occurring. If we wanted to really alleviate lung congestion, what would we do? What's the strategy? Well, in the arachidonic metabolism, you want to reduce a chemical called PGE2. When you look at cytokine production via MAPK, there is two cytokines, IL-1 and IL-8. You also have cytokine production via another pathway called NF-kappa beta that produces IL-6 and IL-8. And then finally, mucin production is mucin-5. So if you look at the red lines going down, those 6 things we want to bring down. Now, one of the things we want to increase is MLCP, which actually enhances smooth muscle production. So one is Astragalus is shown to have anti-fibrosis effect, and the other is the anti-mucus hypersecretion effect. So what we're seeing is 3 chemicals from Astragalus, APS, beta-sitosterol, and then we also have calicosine. Those chemical structures have a very powerful effect on this particular molecular pathway that's involved in anti-fibrosis. So what APS and beta-sitosterol do is they block TGF-beta, so you don't get fibrosis. And that upregulates SOD and catalase, and these are antioxidants, very, very powerful, and they eat up these reactive oxygen species, which cause inflammation. 3 very powerful chemicals in Astragalus, the quercetin, the APS, and the bicalene, are very, very valuable in stopping mucus hypersecretion. So what quercetin does is quercetin blocks PKC. Without blocking would lead to EGFR and ERK, which leads to the upregulation of MUC5AC, which leads to mucus hypersecretions. The other thing is APS from Astragalus blocks ER stress. ER stress is a thing that upregulates CHOP, which leads to the overexpression of MUC5AC, which is responsible for mucus secretion. So what APS does, it blocks ER stress. And then finally, you have bicalene, which blocks IL-13. This is a very pro-inflammatory cytokine. And look at what it does. It not only leads to the creation of MUC5AC, but also leads to the production of MUC5AB. So there's 2 ways that mucus gets created via this IL-13. So the bicalene in Astragalus downregulates IL-13, which has this 1-2 punch of stopping the production of MUC5AC as well as the production of MUC5AB. We now understand why it works. Now, there may be others as the science changes, but we understand we have the anti-fibrosis effect. We also have the anti-mucus hypersecretion effect. There you go. Many people want to find out how much should I take, right? So again, we are not MDs. Big disclaimers, talk to your doctor before taking anything. But what does the research say? When we look at the research for Astragalus for lung health, Zhao et al. In their 2013 paper said that 15 grams twice a day for upper respiratory tract infection. For heart health, 2.25 grams of Astragalus twice daily, and that's Yang and Sun from their 2010 paper. 500 milligrams by IV. People have given it by IV, intravenous, 3 times a day, and that's Chen et al. Will really help in fatigue. And then if you're looking at diabetes, 40 to 60 grams of Astragalus per day. That's Tian et al. 2013. So the reason I wanted to share this with you is definitely we're looking at lung health, but you can see Astragalus, we're looking at about 15 grams, also has effects in a bunch of other areas. And when we're looking at the 15 grams, we're looking at the actual root. If you have itching, if you have nasal symptoms, if you have stomach discomfort and you have skin rash, be aware that Astragalus can exacerbate that, okay? So again, we've talked about Astragalus, membranaceus, or Astragalus for lung congestion. All right, everyone, I hope that was valuable. So be well, everyone. Support this movement and be the light and be a powerful agent of change. Thank you. Be well.